If you are flying to a beach vacation, do not pack these 13 items in your carry-on luggage. I'm planning my trip to the beach, and these are the things that I am not going to pack in my luggage this year. Learn from my experience of over 20 years packing in only carry-on luggage. Number one, do not pack super soft shoes like flimsy flip-flops. Unless you are flat-footed, my husband has no problem wearing these shoes. Resorts are mostly cement or tile floored throughout the very large expanse that you're going to be walking on. And after walking on the beach during the day of your vacation, it's nice to have some support. These shoes have a very strong Velcro in them. They're my favorite. They're completely waterproof, but they also give you some support as well as protection from that tile floor. One travel outfit tip for the beach is choose a neutral color of your beach shoes that do have support so that you can wear them into a restaurant. For a beach vacation, you do not need to pack that roll-up sunglasses case that will hold like 4 in one. It's bulky and unnecessary for the beach. But do not forget to pack a little wipe that you can clean off any suntan lotion that gets on your sunglasses or your reading glasses. Do not pack Sudafed if you are flying to a beach in Mexico. It is illegal to bring Sudafed through their airport security in carry-on luggage or checked baggage. I will list a video in the first pinned comment as well as in the paragraph below that says read more. I have many scenarios in this video that's going to teach you how to pack your medicine for different countries. Number 4, do not pack sharp fishing lures in carry-on luggage. If you want to pack them in your checked baggage, they must have these 3 qualities. They must be wrapped, they must be sheathed, and placed in your checked luggage. Frozen fish can be packed in carry-on luggage, but if you plan on using ice packs, remember the TSA rule that ice packs must be frozen if they're not for medicinal reasons. Number 5, do not pack tennis shoes. You're going to think for this travel tip, will you really exercise while you're on vacation and need those types of tennis shoes, or can you just go barefooted in your hotel room to do that exercise? Maybe you could pack a pair of sneakers that you can walk a lot in with support, but are not for heavy exercise. Just a thought for you to consider. Give me your thoughts below. My travel tip that I learned is do not pack a new razor for your beach trip. If you are going to use a disposable razor, make sure you start using it like the week before your trip to prevent like stubble and like red bumps popping up on all of the areas we have to shave. Look at this super thin disposable razor. It truly is disposable and I love it. It also has this little thumb grip that's rubberized that I think is helpful. And having to shave takes too much time away from you being down at the pool. You may want to avoid packing fancy clothes for the beach because really most resorts are super casual. Here are some travel hacks for packing sunscreen in only carry-on luggage, like bags for liquids that are TSA compliant. Number 1, take multiple travel-sized ones. These are both able to go in my liquids bag. I can pack more if I can fit them in. Remember that your liquids bag containers have to be 3.4 ounces or smaller, but you can put multiple bottles in there. So these are both sunscreen. Another travel hack that I use is I put my first day's amount of sunscreen from another tube into a really small container that I would pack like my lotion in. And I would use that little container of sunscreen first. It just gives me a little extra without taking up this much space in my liquids bag. Another travel hack is that you can take the stick form of your favorite sunscreen, but what I have found is the problem is that you miss some spots because it's flat on the top. You know, it's more effective to spray or use lotion. One humongous mistake I made at a resort in Cancun, I was like, oh, I'll just buy the spray kind at the resort. It was $50 US, and that was in 2022. Another travel hack is to use what you have, and by that I mean your spouse or your kids. They get a liquids bag, so put the sunscreen containers in their liquids bag too. But you can always find a drugstore or a gas station to buy sunscreen in that country or that city. However, if you are taking sunscreen in checked luggage, here is the TSA rule. You can take full-size bottles of sunscreen or spray. If you take the spray, take a brand new bottle where it is completely wrapped and sealed. And these are the rules. The containers cannot hold more than 500 milliliters, which is the same as 17 fluid ounces, but you are allowed to take multiple bottles of that sunscreen in your checked luggage as long as each bottle is no more than 17 ounces. But here's the next part of that rule. The sunscreen bottles or spray containers in your checked luggage cannot exceed 70 ounces total. So that's around 4 or 5 containers of full-size sunscreen. Another travel tip for what you need to avoid when you're packing for the beach in carry-on luggage only: do not put on your Apple Watch before you arrive at the airport security leaving a Mexico beach vacation spot. And here's what I mean by that. 2 different cities in Mexico, I have been leaving to come back to the United States, and the security officers point to my watch and they mouth the words, "Take off your watch, no watch." Twice that has happened to me in 2 different airports. I don't know why. I've never had that happen in the United States. It just saves time, it saves stress for you trying to find a pocket to put your watch into. So just avoid it when you're leaving your resort to come back to reality. The next tip is you do not really need to pack a towel. You can find those cheaply or at the resort. In my experience, I pack makeup, but then I end up hardly wearing any of it. And the more you travel, the more you'll know of the essentials that you really can eliminate from packing an only carry-on. Another item that I would leave at home is a travel neck pillow. You really are going to be too excited to use it to sleep in the airplane. I would pack a compression cube in the base of your tote bag, and in that compression cube is going to be your swimsuit and your swim cover-up that you are going to wear if your room is not ready when you arrive at the warm location. You're going to use that as a pillow if you really can sleep. Or if you're flying from a cold weather climate to the beach, pack your jacket in a compression cube and use that as a pillow if you need it. I think a beach trip is when you do not need to take a purse, and here's what I mean by that tip. I would pack a clutch that has a purse strap in addition to it, and just leave the strap in the hotel room because I need that crossbody look for going through the airport for ease of reaching my pockets in my crossbody bag. But when you get to the resort, just take that long strap off and just use the wristlet part of that clutch. You might need your chapstick or lipstick and your reading glasses and room for your phone. If you're worried about your valuables while you're down at the resort pool or walking along the beach with your family members or that certain loved one, here are some tips of how you can protect your valuables. Number 1, you're going to pack a belt bag or fanny pack. I couldn't find my less expensive one. This is the Nomad Lane one, but in it, I'm going to have my cell phone because I'm having conversation with my friends or family members on the beach. I can also pack my key card, my reading glasses. One travel tip that I learned is that I now have a lot of poolside essentials that I need to take from my hotel room down to the pool or to the beach. Here are the items that I pack. 1, my reading glasses and my sunglasses case. Number 2, my towel clip. I prefer the clip versus the band. They get caught on things because they're so rubberized. And one travel tip for the little towel clips is you may only need one because usually the wind is going to blow from one direction. And then that pool bag needs to be big enough to hold my Kleenexes, maybe in a dry pocket that's separate, or a little pouch inside, as well as a real book or your Kindle. That's a lot. Even a bottle of water, you need that space. So taking a tiny little belt bag is not always convenient. I also do not want to have a humongous tote bag to walk down to the pool for those few essentials. But my friend who I travel to the beach with a lot, she loves taking a big carry-all kind of tote, and she just packs it empty inside her carry-on luggage. One tip that I learned for a cruise ship trip is to pack a soft-sided lunchbox or a soft-sided cooler so that you can take bottles of water or cans of your favorite drink into like the ship's private island so that you can keep them cold. So you don't always have to walk back and get a fresh cup of water with ice or something like that. This type of vacation is when I pack my fun jewelry. Very lightweight, inexpensive. When packing jewelry, you want to think, if it got stolen while I'm traveling, would I miss it? Or would I lose out on a lot of money? Like just brightly colored plastic rings or acrylic, that comes in many colors. Here's a necklace that I love to wear to the beach because it is versatile with many of my vacation outfits or dresses. If you want to have a nautical look that's a little dressier, then just add gold and white to the dark colors. If you're traveling to a resort beach vacation, one of my viewers last year was so ashamed with me that I suggested that you give the bartenders or the drivers who take you to excursions US dollars as tip money. But I think at resorts, they have so many US dollars that going to the bank and having to stand in line at a bank is worth their time because I tip well. And another travel tip, if you are going to the beach, do not forget tip money for the awesome guides. Tourism is their life. So the people who are guiding you along the excursion, as well as the drivers to and from the airport, as well as the driver to your excursion, if that makes sense. If you are going to Mexico, we always have used Amstar. And if you walk out of a Mexico airport, it's a little scary because there are so many taxi drivers and transportation company people saying, hey, I can give you a ride to your resort. You book it ahead of time, and the Amstar employees are really easy to pick out in a crowd because they're wearing brightly colored Hawaiian shirts. And if you are choosing a new cover-up, I looked at some at Kohl's the other day. It's not near my house, so I hardly go. They had a bunch of little tassels at the bottom of it or on the sleeves. And my travel tip is to stay away from that because if you get it wet, like when you have to wash it when you return home, those little bitty tassels get tangled within each other and then they're all like matted. So it's not cute and fun and whimsical anymore. One item, especially if you are over 50, especially your husbands maybe, or you, do not forget to pack your part sunscreen. This is a spray and there's like no smell to it and it does not make your hair sticky and goopy like hairspray does. One of the frustrating parts of traveling to Mexico for the beach is going through customs when you get back into the United States. Take it from me. I have a video for you that teaches you how to get global entry, and let us know where you're going and what vacation you're taking or what beach you are traveling to. And thanks for your time.